He uploaded an hour of footage here. Let's see what he's got to say.
Of Black Ops Royale gameplay. After being pitted against some of the best players in the world.
That was when he killed Swag!
Got the first win ever.
He got the first ever win.
Now,
There it
I'm
is.
the only person with 2 wins to their name. But the question is this new mode actually good? The long-awaited Black Ops Royale or Blackout 2 gameplay is finally here. Like I said in the intro, we've got 2 wins. We are going to be diving in and taking a look, but I kind of need to explain how this works.
Oh, this is good. This is going to be a good video, I can tell. This is what we
needed. So I will let you know off rip. Obviously, I'm doing post-commentary here, right? The reason why is because we got invited. There were no face cams. You couldn't really record your microphone. It was just you dive in, you get gameplay. Technically, you could have recorded on these headsets whenever we showed up, but it was not a great setup. I'm going to give it to you straight.
Yeah,
and the gameplay is only in 1440p. I've upscaled it to 4K to look a little bit better. But the reason why is because that was the monitors that they had at their setup, right? So they had that. It was a 9070 XT. I think it was a 9800X 3D, stuff like that. So pretty decent,
numbers.
But the way that you record it, not so great. But this was actually the very first game right here. The first game of Black Ops Royale ever. No other people had really dived in and gotten this done against other players, obviously.
Yeah, we just watched Swag's perspective, so I want to see some of Expel's here.
This was against other creators. You can see in the bottom right,
yeah.
I've got Mr. Marvel TV, I've got Lucky Shamu on my team.
I thought Lucky was on the other team.
And we dove in, and I actually kind of IGL.
No wonder they won.
Me and Lucky Shamu,
Lucky's
we
better than
off with the IGL
Swag.
because I am
didn't even
the
know
big
that.
map
Now I do.
player. Lucky Shamu plays small map. Mr. Marvel plays small map. I'm actually not sure what exactly Liz plays, but I do know we had to lock in for these games because we were playing
tomorrow
against the likes of Repulse, Swag,
thank you for the sub, man. Welcome in.
like
B,
so
thank
many
you.
other crazy good players. But at the end of the day, you know, you're going to see us run into some of these big names, right? So off rip, you're going to see we're flying in. I did have my textures turned down quite a bit on the first match. But
it
on the
looked
second
like
game, you're going to
Swags
get
was
see
down
a
as
little bit
well.
better gameplay.
This guy's just rolling too, right off the rip.
I fixed my textures. But right here, you see an activity, right? These are one of the activities. This is called the surprise shipment. You have to go through, destroy bots. You're able to get an armor satchel out of that. You also get a weapon upgrade from that.
The PvE?
And basically, if you haven't watched my video
talking
about how this game works,
look at this.
Weapon upgrades are just going to give you another attachment, but also give you a massive push to whether or not your guns are good. Now you may notice I died to Fallow Cat. This is not a creator. The people that filled in the lobby.
What, an AI?
100-player lobbies. There were 36 of us. The people that filled in the lobbies, they were the developers. They were play testers, stuff like that.
So basically a bot.
I got to play against some of these developers, and I actually
because the developers are just AI, right? No, I'm just trolling.
Funny enough, who splatted the ground? And I, the entire time, basically had Pete. I'm trying to think of Pete's last name, but he is the game director at Warzone at Raven Software, right? And he worked on this, obviously, alongside Treyarch. He was standing behind me basically the whole time, watching me play, which is kind of crazy. WP. Now, this guy loves the game. I just want to be very clear.
What was that?
But
menu.
It was such an awesome opportunity to be able to have those conversations.
Like I was just showing
every
the
time
weapons.
what is this? What is that? The night before we dove in and we tried these out. I was able to sit down at dinner and have a conversation with him for like an hour. I took an hour of this man's life to ask questions about Warzone that I'd always wanted to know. Things about casuals that, by the way, I was right about that I can't tell you guys about because now it breaks the freaking thing, but I'm going to keep saying things in the future. Hey, just wanted to quickly ask that if you appreciate early access gameplay and information like this, make sure that you subscribe. I obviously can't do any of this without you. So make sure if you want to see more, if you want to hear more about stuff like this, you stick around.
I'm going to send you guys a link
maybe
again.
Never miss another video again. Thanks so much. Let's dive back in. Long story short, there's a lot of things about casuals that I did get right, and I figured that out by talking to him, and it was a very interesting conversation. The things he said, the things that I learned.
This one.
And the future of Warzone.
Where'd it go?
I think the future is actually bright after having these conversations. I think it just all comes down to whether or not people are going to give this mode a shot. And I've been very open about the fact that I think there's things that are going to be tough to get used to with this mode, but I also think there's really great things. So the good thing about Blackout and the biggest issue with Warzone is loadouts. Believe it or not, loadouts are great, but they put you in a weird situation. So right here, by the way, we are getting into an engagement. Lucky died I realized, like, hey, probably not the greatest idea to push this. I'm calling out to my teammates.
See, look, 40 seconds until res.
But I'm calling out to my teammates, hey,
just
we gotta get out. If we chow this, we're going to die. We don't have enough guns. We don't have enough armor. We don't have anything that we can use to put ourselves at an advantage here. We need to get out.
This might be good, dude.
Everybody starts kind of backing up, stuff like that. But anyway, my point was, Warzone, the biggest problem is loadouts. And the reason why is because when people hop in, there's a barrier to entry. You need to level up
I've been saying this for so long.
No
good catch-up mechanic.
And while it's a great thing that you get to use your guns, the issue is
Snooze,
you end up in these situations
boring.
where every new update, there's this new barrier to entry. Every new update, oh, I got to level up another gun. Every time there's a change with these weapons, oh, I got to level up another gun. It is really frustrating
meta shift
from a casual player's perspective, right? Because you dive in and... I'm
not even a casual player, and I hate it as well. I think it's just boring. It's just such an old concept that we're still grinding attachments in the same way for stuff. I don't know. I just like to play the game. I like to have different builds and do stuff, not just unlock the stuff. Especially, I don't mind if it's a more interesting way to do it, maybe, but I don't know. I agree with this. I agree with this. I know a lot of you guys enjoy grinding. Maybe they still have the camo grind or something. I don't do camo grinds either, so that's not for me either. But
have the guns that your friends have. So it's like, oh, do I buy a bundle? Well, that's not fun because the bundles in this game are not built for Warzone, so it's not like you're getting good attachments. So at the end of the day, the big thing is
some of them,
BlackOps gives the opportunity for anyone to dive in.
And it lets you unlock the gun in the first place, so that's why a lot of people will just buy it. It's definitely pay-to-win system, right? Even if it's just a little bit, even if it doesn't give you the meta build, but...
or Black Ops Royale gives the opportunity for anybody to dive in and have a good time playing the game because you just pick up random guns, you level up with ground loot like attachments. You can see on your screen right here, control stock, steady sway, hand stop, extended mag, 3x optic, long barrel.
That's good.
You can also see this is the M34 Nova line with the scout setup. So it's kind of built to be a sniper.
But wait, does it start? Does it start as a gray and then you level the gun up? Like what? See, these are hollow. It's like not. It doesn't have them.
Version of this weapon, everything pops up with kind of its own little thing explaining how it's going to be. CQB is close quarters combat. Is you're going to have that set up every time you level it up with an attachment, which just pops up on the ground. By the way, we did have some recording problems, so if you see a jump here and there, that's why I just jumped to my next start of a footage because whenever the tech went to set up everything, they didn't form.
Okay, yeah,
for the second
their
gameplay,
tech is always
things
bad.
Get really, really intense, and it's probably the coolest gameplay you're going to see from any creator that went. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and pause it just because I want you to see. We've got a satchel right here. We got a trauma kit right there. This is from doing the bots that I mentioned earlier, the shipment container. And you get the level up for your gun. So I go through and I kind of hit what I can just to pick everything up. You do see that I level up. I get that next.
So the armor satchel lets you carry more plates. At least that's how the current Warzone is. But it's not. But see, the trauma kit, this should give him overheal, I think, right?
Attachment. And every time you level up your gun,
see, look at his health is now. It's 250 base health instead of 150. So it overheals him. Not his armor. It overheals his base health with the trauma kit.
Does some cool stuff, but also moving from gray to green.
It also levels the body armor up. Okay.
Green does also give you additional benefits. So it's a big boost. It's not just what an attachment would do in Warzone. It's also how the gun feels overall changes with every new upgrade.
Oh yeah, and then see how he picked up the perk? I think these were back in Blackout as well. You'd have to activate them, but it looks like maybe it just activates.
It feels infinitely better every single.
Thank you, Eric, as well, with the massive 15 months, man.
How fast your bullets shoot.
Real, thank you, dude.
It's a massive upgrade. You can see I'm testing out this this sniper right here, the VS Recon. It is actually so great. It is so refreshing to be able to play this mode. And I'm not saying this to shill or anything, because trust me, I have my pet peeves already that I've mentioned to the team over at Raven Software. I've said some things that, you know, like, hey, why are we launching without more modes than quads? Even if it was just duos and quads, I'd be fine with that. If it was solos and quads.
Wait. They're only launching with quads on this game? That's crazy. Okay, well, there you go. I mean, that's tough, but okay.
I'd be fine with that, but not giving the opportunity for players to do anything other than quads is kind of goofy.
Yeah, that's goof.
So wasn't a big fan of that, and I mean I've told them repeatedly. In fact, there was like a Q&A at the end of playing this.
Dude, we need.
And
I would love
the thing
solos.
that got talked about the most was, hey, why the hell is there not solos? Solos is so important. Solos is how people are going to get content.
I mean,
so that
I can't
we can
say I'm
market.
surprised, but okay.
It seems very like personal. Oh well, we need solos so that I can play it. Well, it's more about the fact that That's how you get eyeballs on a game. You're not really getting to experience the gameplay all that much. You just have to take it as it is. That's why I'm kind of doing this post commentary instead of just slapping the gameplay on there. I want you to understand like what was going through our minds as we were playing. Is an Endgame, though they have updated certain areas of it so that you're not going to get as many water engagements. So
did he explain how the weapons level up?
Around, you know, different areas of the map, it's going to be not the same as what you would get in Endgame. So we're kind of running around to different areas. My goal here is to kind of loot up, check everything out. That's why instead of forcing these engagements like a lot of these other creators were doing, I want to go through, grab some attachments. You can
oh, that's what that is. Okay.
These engagements like a lot of these other creators were doing.
Oh, okay. So in Blackout, the new Blackout, you have a gun, like this is a gray gun. He goes over, picks it up, and you can see it on the gun too. There's like a level up tree for the gun. The first one was something, the second one was extended mag, the third one was an optic, kind of varied depending on the gun. But it actually seemed like it was good upgrades. A lot of times you pick up in a, you know, a green version versus a blue version of a gun on Warzone, and it's like, all right, you get the blue version. Sometimes it's worse because the optic on it's so bad, so you never even want to pick up guns. Even if it's purple, it's just a bad gun. But this, you take the gun, and then you go pick up the attachment here. Doesn't look like you can put it in a bag. You have to pick it up on the floor right where it is.
I want to go through.
And then, boom. See, look, now it levels it up. So the first level was bullet velocity. Second one's flinch. Then steady sway, muzzle brake. And I do like they changed the way that the attachments work. So now they tell you kind of what they do now, rather than being some generic, like, pineapple attachment, pineapple underbarrel grip,
grabs
Ranger foregrip. You know, they still have some of that though, I guess. But at least it says like flinch resistant pad. You know what it does. You know what I mean?
Attachments. You can see I'm slowly leveling up the sniper right here. You get no sight on the sniper, and then it'll give you a sight. It'll really like get you going to where you can get stuff done. Right here we have a I can't think of what it is. It might be like a bounty ping. I don't think that's what it is. I think it gives you a little UAV ping.
It's like a green thing on the map.
It's kind of like an intel contract. It's called a relay antenna. You capture it, it gives you a little UAV, and then you get a redeploy drone whenever you do this. You'll see it in just a second. We actually end up taking it and pushing into some gunfights in just a second near the, maybe the Loadout area. I'm not 100% sure that that's the case. But you just kind of sit there, you initiate the capture, and then you just chill for just a second, and then it's going to give you a little UAV ping. So it scans, and then it can't be used for another 90 seconds. You can see it right there. So it scans, and then we're like, okay, what do we do right here? We got something right there. I want to see it, though. I like seeing this. Actually, that I just marked is a cradle breach. So you can see that's the area. Cradle breaches are where you're going to have zombies.
Or redeploy drone.
And the thing about them is that that's where you get the highest tier loot. In Blackout, you can go to specific areas of the map all the time, always going to be the same.
And it looks exactly like it. Oh, joy.
They changed it, though. So that map, it's mostly the same. So if you did a co-op endgame, it's similar, but they added some new areas to it, so it's not as much water. It's less water in this. Jim, thank you for the huge 2K bomb in it as well. Eric with the 15 months as a starter sub to the page.
By the way, check out how much you fly whenever you have those wingsuits.
Yeah, that's nice.
After hitting one of those redeployed.
But they in old Blackout, there were specific locations that were always, there was like a mansion off on the east side of the map. That was always like the zombie location. So I kind of like the idea of it's more moving.
It is huge. If you can get it off rip, you can fly really well. But it does have quite a bit of weight to it. And we'll kind of talk about that as time goes on. You'll see it. But it is truly, truly cool what you can do with these wingsuits.
He didn't explain the armor too much, though, right?
Though it is not overpowered.
Maybe I was talking over it.
I said this to the game director. I said, hey, like, it's very, because look how hard you fall right there. So if you don't have like that momentum, you are going to fall hard. There is a certain skill ceiling, or what is it called?
Skill gap to doing it.
And a hawker. And I'm calling out, as you can see kind of on the mini-map, we're missing our two teammates. So it's just me and Lucky Shamu right here. We're kind of trying to get over and trying to get a couple of eliminations. We've not been challenging people. You can see I've got 0 eliminations. I popped some shots.
He's got orange armor.
Now again, these ballistics are a little bit low. Also, no parachutes, so I dove over, and it didn't let me pull my wingsuit right there because I was too close to the wall, just like it would with, you know, a parachute. And I kind of just flew down. Now, luckily, Lucky Shamu was able to kind of see where these guys were going, so I'm just trying to chase. I'm trying to stay on my teammate's ass, so that way we can keep it going. But the issue is we lose Mr. Marvel. He gets knocked, and he's like, we're like all over the place at this point. We've got guys in front of us.
This is better than Red Sack. What do you guys think?
We've got a lot going on. Now, this area of the map is going to be dense. It's going to have a lot of people on it.
Still looks too fast. It's going to have a lot
going on, so you kind of have to be careful here.
There was a lot of water in the end game.
We were trying to get to the highest
that's where this game's
going to
end.
And that's kind of what you see over there, that this tower right here is going to be the highest point on the map. So we were trying to get over to that area because
Look at
we
that
found
dome.
that
Look at that
if you
zombie
get
dome
high
here.
ground, you end up in a really good situation if you have leveled up weapons. So you want to make sure you're leveling up your weapons. Now, we don't have any more cuts after this because I figured out how to fix it.
Movement was superior.
That was the last cut.
They're bringing BlackOps back, yeah.
We ended up running into this surprise shipment, but there are some people behind us. Our teammates kind of caught up a little bit here. And so since one teammate's knocked, I'm going to pop some shots. Like I said, we're going to have this new like ballistics setup where your bullets do have a bit of drop. So
No shot, this looks awful.
Higher depending on your setup. Did you see that? the reactive armor, which by the way, reactive armor is going to get a nerf. The visuals of that, they have been hearing me. Are we going to get this fixed? This is ridiculous. Boss guy, and then one where you just hop in and you shoot zombies. Now when you shoot the zombies, if you get 10 zombies, this is per person, you're able to actually hit the mystery box. When you hit the mystery box, you can get exotic weapons that have 8 attachments. So if you're hopping in with your squad, it may be worth it tonight or whenever you actually get to play, to go ahead and hit some of those cradle breaches. See if you can get something from it, because I hear that there's a ray gun in it. I hear there's some 8 attachment weapons that are crazy. You can get level 3 armor from the manglers that reduce your damage taken by 50%. And it's your damage taken. You can get level 3 armor from the manglers that reduce your damage taken by 50%.
That's insane.
And it's hugely useful whenever you run into it. So I highly recommend it if you get the opportunity.
50% damage reduction for
go
armor
into some of these cradle breaches.
If you have that with a trauma kit for 250 base health
and get some stuff done. Now you can see that one of the people in there has a level 3 armor. They've already killed a mangler in there. They're trying to lock in and get some eliminations. And by the way, I did just get a kill on one of the guys in there because they ended up dying to one of the zombies, which is crazy. One of our teammates, by the way, right behind me is getting sniped by somebody, and none of us, I think they actually fell to their death. But we are getting sniped from a different direction as well right now. So these wingsuits, in most scenarios, you can pull them out. Just make sure that you have your wingsuit set to manual, but you're always tapping it as quickly as you can when you jump off. I'm going to have a great video on Expel Plus covering the best settings for you guys coming very, very soon. That way you guys can make in Warzone, you're not going to have that issue now because the change in kill streaks, there's no longer PAs and stuff like that. You're only going to be getting... Oh, what a snipe on Sapphire Dolphin. So the PAs are no longer in the game. You've got very specific kill streaks, which means you're not going to have to worry about all this messed up audio. So you're actually going to get your footsteps in a lot of these situations. Now, as you can see, we're kind of camping the top of this building. Like I said, this mode is going to come down to teamwork.
Positioning.
If you are playing a quads mode,
teamwork.
you need to work as
no buybacks
on
this game.
Absolute best
no buybacks.
Quad, because if you don't, you're going to get slammed.
Dude, I'm kind of excited. This might be good.
Level 3 armor. It is vital that you pay attention to stuff like this. And again, I am using this VS Recon, but we're going to end up changing it out in just a minute. This is likely.
Are there still self-reses?
You see Lucky Shamu's up top. I call out, hey, I'm gonna move. I don't see any. I let people know, and then I'm like, all right, I'm diving out. I'm gonna rotate over to Lucky because we need to get this high ground. It's a big focus to focus on like these positionings. In Warzone, it's not as important. Okay, we have guns in Warzone that absolutely beam people from across the map. You can rip people off headies in Warzone, but with these weapons,
they'll just fly on you with the positioning.
This is going to be a much more tactical battle royale. What you're seeing from me right now is going to be a little bit less tactical because we have to force engagements because of the way that some of these players that we're fighting against are literal pro players, like the top tier. Oh, well, okay.
Level 1 armor, 25%. Level 2, 35%.
Played at pro levels.
Level 3, 50% damage reduction.
So we have to focus up and play differently than you normally would in like a regular mode. That's why you're seeing me with 2 eliminations versus some of the best players in the world, you know? So it is a very different experience than what you'll see in Warzone. There's a lot of things that are going to play differently, but I think at the end of the day, this is not me shilling. I didn't get paid. I got invited out to record. They didn't pay me for anything. I want to be very clear. No money hit my account from Activision at all. But I also loved Blackout. Blackout was how I got my start. Well, it wasn't how I got my start, but it was how I was able to go full-time in Call of Duty, and this feels like the successor to Blackout.
Okay, we're seeing some of the sniping here. He's got purple armor. I'm just going to skip ahead to the end a little.
It's going to drop high-tier loot. It's going to have that higher-tier gear, and I right there see that we've got that attachment kit. I've got a sniper. I'm going to level up my sniper.
Put some muzzle brake on it.
What I've noticed is that purple and orange, or Yeah, purple and orange. Those are going to be the times where your weapons hit the hardest. So if you can get a weapon up to that purple tier, you may not.
Does it hit harder though, or is it just the attack? I think it's just attachments. Like it doesn't do more damage.
To hit that orange tier.
All he did was get a muzzle brake on it, which I imagine helps with like recoil, maybe bullet velocity.
It's going to be good
I don't
enough.
know what it
In
does.
fact, the DS20 specifically is insanely good at purple. Like insanely good. The DS20 may be the most cracked weapon in the game at those like purple tiers. I would highly recommend it. It's got the best build in my personal opinion. By the way, Lucky and I just ran up here and slammed this team of developers. I felt so bad because they were all developers just camping on a roof.
Typical
to pick people off. And then right here, you get the redacted, and by the way, Trauma Kit, it's gonna knock me up to 250. But we get the redacted version of the Hawker. So I'm gonna be able to take this and you're gonna see how fast you ADS. By the way, super fast ADS on this Hawker. Super fast ADS. It does speed up. Didn't realize that.
So it's the same thing. The difference is he got the damage barrel. Firepower. No, this is a different. It's a different sniper because the order is different on the unlocks here. Rapid fire, handling laser, stable focus under barrel.
That you can see right there. I'm actually going to go back
different
just
sniper
a hair.
than what he had.
Sorry. But it is so fast. You aid your barrel, the handling, the fire, the a bridge right here in just a second, and you'll be able to see, like, I was so used to the VS Recon that I started like kind of aiming ahead and I started missing shots. But once I realized that you can just aim right at people, I mean, it's perfect. It really is. I cleaned out Hardcore Gamer, which I think was a developer, if I'm not wrong. And then in a second, I think I run into Ink Slasher. It was down there as well under that bridge. I mean, you'll see it is a super good sniper. Whenever you get this, you'll realize what I'm talking about.
Ooh,
so
headshot,
right
no kill. So that was on purple armor. Headshot,
would sub
no
again.
kill.
Domed.
Would sub again. Big. Thank you
Just
so much.
out of
3
there,
months,
bro.
my man.
Just absolutely destroyed. And the crazy thing is he had actually hit me, but because I have the trauma kit, like he would not have one-shot head.
He has purple armor as well. Expel has purple armor and the trauma kit.
Shot at me because it's too much damage, right? Too much damage.
In the past, if you got the level 3 helmet or like the highest tier armor, or if you had a trauma kit on, you were immune to a one-shot headshot in Blackout.
So right here, we're kind of getting into this in-game scenario. It's me and Lucky making all the call-outs as to where we need to go.
Blackout tomorrow. This is tomorrow.
Just like taking down enemies.
We're just getting a little preview. We're getting a little taste.
But we are kind of forcing the positional high ground, stuff like that. Destructoid down there just obliterated again by that
Feels
sniper.
like a good amount of like time in the game too.
And so you hear Lucky right there. He says, "Let's take that bridge." So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna take that high ground. And I want you to pay attention to how these wingsuits do. You can see you.
I mean, that looks pretty cool.
You're able to get more flight. There's a guy right in front of you. By the way.
Crazy.
But the more high you are,
you still, at the end of the day, though, you still got to do the slide, the jump shots, and everything. This is something I even when I was playing Marathon, I was like, oh shoot, I forgot I have to do this. This game in first-person shooters, you know, I'm probably going to be a little rusty on this. We'll see if we get a win on this. I don't know.
Not because necessarily like, oh, of course you're higher, you're going to go farther, but because you don't drop as hard. The closer you are to the ground, the more you're going to drop, which is very important. Now, right here, we've got a lot of people rotating that edge of the bridge. I'm thinking, all right, if we can hold this bridge and we get the high ground, we win this game because of where the circle went. So that's exactly what we're trying to do. I tell everybody, hey, we need to just hit these cubbies. Let's hold up. I hear somebody zipped up. They ended up being right in front. I don't know.
Merc Music. That was the other perspective that we were going to watch here, but I think this is good. And Huskers.
He was the last guy on his team and just got destroyed. My God, brother. What a crazy-ass play. So... Now,
destroyed. Oh, see, he had the gold armor. See, and he ran over it and it instantly just leveled his armor up to level 3. That's another. That is good. That is quick pickup, automatically loot stuff. Hopefully that works with all the ammo. Because remember, they made it so it was separate. You had to like carry ammo in your bag and like manage all that. They got rid of all that, so you don't need to worry about it. You just run over it. You got ammo. Upgrade your armor. You don't need to worry about picking it. I like that. Hopefully,
like some of the really good players that came.
That looked automatic to me.
Right, this is a top 5 team situation here. 10 players.
Quick loot,
left.
I guess, is my point. And now you see it's floating loot too. This is something that they also changed when Verdansk came back, right? They made it, or maybe it was with the black, whatever it was. They made it so the loot was floating.
Most teams
and so it was more clear. You could see the outline of what it is, if it's purple or whatever from range. You don't need to go look at the floor and try and find all the loot between it. That was
players,
nice.
One player. Aside from us, we have all 4. So there's only 6 players other than us. Everybody else is trying to stay alive. Now, the only option here for these guys is to come up this sipper. So we're going to kind of chill out here and just let them play their game.
This is swag swimming in the water right now.
You really want to focus up on the equipment that you have and really think a lot.
Wait a second. How does he have... He's got an extra thing in his bag here. Look at this. He's got the grapple hook and he's got something else. He's got a nade and he's got a drone as well.
When you get into these situations,
be like, all right,
between what do I have? In game, I want to make sure I have a grapple every single time. These grapples, being able to play for something like that, even if you don't have the greatest movement, it does not matter. But being like very quickly snap to a specific area instead of being forced to like float down slowly. So I made sure everybody had a grapple before the end of the game, and you'll see why in just a second. We're kind of just all making sure there's no other like level 3 vests.
Just some good leadership here.
Yeah, a level 3 vest, so that if we needed to get more armor, we do better.
Okay, we'll see how this ends here.
Like gunfights in water are a pain in the ass. You can actually shoot through the water from above way better. The bullets do not drop nearly as much whenever you're shooting in water, so please keep that. So what I'm saying right here, I'm asking, hey, do you have grapples? Do you have grapples? Do you have grapples? And IGL comes in play because you think about these positions that you have to play. Now, Lucky went for the chow over, and so did Liz. I didn't realize they were going to do that. And then some random player right here tosses a flashbang, and the poor guys in front of us just line up. We're able to lock in, get this free elimination on Natasha, and it is over. That is win
I guess that wasn't the one when the water ended. The water game ending
against other players in Blackout.
Either way, GG's
ever. Now, I did play a couple of other games with some random players.
Okay, go check his video if you want to see some more of his gameplay from it and all. I just kind of wanted to get a high-level look at it all. There was another video here, but I think that was perfect, dude. That was a fantastic video. If you guys haven't checked out Expel, that was a really good overview. I don't know what you guys thought. I thought that was fantastic. Swag getting slammed. We saw Swag's perspective, too. He did good. The craziest game was Endgame number 2. Oh, so there you go. Go watch that. Love Swag gets killed by any streamer. Oh, geez. Okay. Some people seem to not like him here. I've been waiting for this. Go to the big map. Absolute beauty of a win right there. Question: when you do an event and armor satchel drops or level 2 armor and a weapon upgrade, does it drop one of each for the whole team, or does everyone on your team and squad individually get one? I really want to know. He said 1 total. Each person has to get their own separately. In terms of your armor upgrades and attachments, that was from the first event he did at the beginning drop. No solos, duos, sucks. 12 minutes after being dropped, gotta find Expel. Okay, so yeah, it seems pretty good. Let's see what you guys are saying as well. Fortnite style loot. I mean, that's essentially what they switched back to. Think looks amazing. Midnight tonight it comes out. Yeah, technically 9 p.m. I think Pacific time here. Hope my Beavis and Butthead skins are still good. I think they will be. I don't know. I don't know how the skins are looking. I think all the Warzone skins and stuff transfer over to that type of stuff. This is out today. It's going to be out later today. So Blackout drops tonight. Yup. Each weapon has a archetype, apparently, that are better for different play styles as well. Yeah, I would assume like each weapon should be balanced enough, especially since you're not going to need to grind weapons. Now they're going to have more incentive to actually keep the weapons balanced in the game as well. Is Warzone going to be removed? That I don't know about. I think they're going to get rid of Verdansk again, or maybe that's just going to only live in Warzone. I don't think they're going to keep 3 separate versions of the game. To my knowledge, though, they are keeping Rebirth, but I'm not even sure on that one. We'll have to see. Bring back attachments. Well, you will be able to get improvements on guns. It's more like the system that Battlefield uses, but actually it's even more straightforward, which I think is even better, personally. Because in Battlefield, you'd have to go into the thing, you'd pull up a menu, the thing would choose, you'd have to choose a thing and then go into it, which wasn't the worst, but at least when the game first came out, I was having problems with it. This just seems to be an upgrade tree, but they have more guns, I would assume. They're going to have way more guns, so if you want to be a different play style of gun, if you want the more hipfire style gun, you got to get the hipfire gun versus the other submachine gun that might be the longer range, faster fire beamer or something like that. This is going to be free to play too. Blackout back in the day was not free to play. You had to actually buy that full $60 game in order to play Blackout, which was one of the problems with it. So there you go, guys. Great overview. I'll link his video again here. You guys can go drop it a like. Tell him I love him. I love his videos here. Go like and sub. And Swag's video too.